Hello world, it's Jason Dottley with my fantastic co-host Tia Morris.
Hey!
All the way from New York City, and over in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I have Eric Rittenhouse.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Fantastic, brother. How about you guys?
Going really great. I am adjusting back to real life after vacation.
Oh my God, you have post-vacation stress anxiety shit days?
Yeah, it's like just the blues, you know? I hate being back.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you guys got to go to Instagram and follow @DoomedFoxy because Tia she was killing the beachwear game in Mexico.
Thank you.
And I think you have to follow her.
Killed
dead. I had to restart my phone. I had to restart my phone. It was like, ah!
Thanks, guys. No, I planned out every outfit to a T.
So
I bought all new clothes.
you just looked flawless. Did you love your vacation?
I did. You know, we spent a lot of money to have a very luxurious VIP experience, and we had it. Like I have zero complaints. I have zero ways that they could improve. Everything was fantastic. We ate at a 5-diamond restaurant with a Michelin-rated chef. It was so good. I've never had food like that. I will say it was more like molecular gastronomy, and that is I always wanted to try it, and now that I've tried it, I'm going to just stick with more traditional foods. Because, you know, they play with a lot of textures, yes, and I am not a big fan of weird textured shit when it comes to eating.
No,
yeah,
Tia and I have I like some shit that she just does, like, well, what's a good example? Like, I like powdery, like, protein shakes and shit, and Tia's like, ah! Right?
No, that's terrible. That's terrible to me.
I
don't like things thicker than water.
Aww.
Yeah. So, but one of the meals was like a jelly, and it was like a savory jelly. It was weird. It was weird. I couldn't eat that one. But everything else is fantastic, and so thank you guys for letting us have the week off so I could be on vacation.
That's how we roll, man. We have to, you know, I believe that, like, vacations are crucial to your sanity and your soul, and they revive your spirit, and whatever you can afford, you know, but, like, obviously the bigger the better. But,
oh, yeah.
You know, great vacations, man. It's like, you know, I didn't take a vacation last year, and I nearly had a nervous breakdown. Like, seriously. So, I'm glad you got to go. I sort of vicariously went through your Instagram post. It was very nice.
Well, thanks, because I'm ready for Ibiza Part 2 or some other exotic location.
Oh my God! So okay, speaking of, here's the great thing about Ibiza. It's so central in Europe that we can always be like, we want to go to Croatia, right, or whatever. But we go to Ibiza for like 3 days and then hop on over to like the final destination. So I'm watching Chelsea Handler last night on her Netflix show, which I fucking love, and it was so funny, Tia, because she was talking about the house that she bought in Spain in Ibiza, and she goes, in Ibiza, Ibiza, sorry, Ibiza. And it's so true. If you guys have like been or not been, it's in America, like you say Ibiza. On the island, most people say Ibiza, which is like the A and the th. But like even in other parts of Spain, like it's not consistent. So you really are always wrong, basically.
You really are. Like that is truer words have never been spoken. And you'll just try to just be like, oh, I was in Ibiza, and somebody will be like Ibiza, and you're like, whatever. And then you'll be like, oh, so I was in Ibiza, and they're like, do you mean Ibiza? And you're like, eat a dick, because you know where I meant, you know?
Yeah, it's hardcore. I unfriended somebody my first time I went there because they got all snotty on a video I posted about how to pronounce it. You easily had the best vacation of the folks like us crew this summer, like hands down, right?
Yes, thank you.
The award goes to.
I stayed in Playa del Carmen at the Paradisus La Perla. It's adults only.
Yeah, baby, fuck kids.
I did see a sign, and it said it was in the top 50 world vacation spots for the gays. So,
wow,
please check it out. It was bougie and fantastic, and it was made for lovers. And the other side was for families, but my side was adults only. So, yeah. was
That's
nice.
what I like to hear. How about you,
Okay.
Eric? What's your
Well,
summertime plan?
yeah, so we have a little getaway planned in a couple weeks. We head out east to Rehoboth, where we have a place there, and it's in Delaware on the East Coast. Rehoboth is like a giant, like gay sort of mecca at the beach. There's a beach called Poodle Beach where all the gays hang out, and it's just sort of it's definitely our tempo, if you will, because we joke around that we are 90 years old. But the other reason is that we're kind of staying local because we got this damn wedding to plan. So we're not gonna go too crazy with the vacations this year. Yeah. So
Congratulations! I didn't know this was happening.
We talked about it in a show.
Really? Oh. My memory.
Yeah. It's happening in December, so we got some time, but we definitely don't want to be spending too much time away or spending too much money. So we are planning nuptials this year, and then maybe afterward we'll do a little something. We like a fun road trip, and we like a fun new city. So I think we might head up toward Boston, or I don't know.
I like Boston.
Well, you're always welcome to come and stay with me and cook me whatever you want.
Yay.
Eric.
Because that's what people want to do when they're on vacation.
That's actually what I was doing this weekend.
I saw on your Instagram. Also, you got to follow Eric. Eric, what's your handle? I always forget what it is.
Eric_written.
Thank you, Tia. So, Eric, on your Instagram, because I stalk both of you, you were making some beautiful food. What were you catering? What was going down?
Yeah, I was catering a friend's child's birthday party.
What?
I realized
a kid got to eat all that food?
Yes. Well, this is the funny part. So I've done a couple birthday parties for kids actually, but I only get asked to do the 1-year-olds because that's the only age where the food is way more about the adults than it is about kids. Like after that, it's hot dogs. So nobody calls me after 1 year old because it's like, I can make a hot dog. So so my great friends were lovely enough to let me come play in their kitchen, and it had been a minute. And I like cooking, and I like doing. I like a funky theme. Theirs was fruit, so everything had fruit in it. But I've done like Game of Thrones. I've done some real funky stuff.
What? Game of Thrones? That's crazy. What did you do?
I just started watching that.
I did. There was a lemon cake at the red wedding, apparently.
I just watched that.
Did you? And apparently everybody dies.
Yes.
And so what I did was I made a lemon cake on a 3-tiered cake stand, and before I put the cake on it, I splattered the entire thing in raspberry jelly, and then put all of these little lemon cake squares. And I said to the mother to be, because this was actually a baby shower, and I was like, "Is this a little dark?" And they were all in. They were perfect because they were like, "We want it all." So I could kind of run with it. Which is what I like.
I just love how you have like cards, you have food, like what do you call those? Like place cards or something?
Oh, little little name cards for all the food. I'm really big into like making sure that allergies aren't a thing. So I make sure that like most of what's in the dishes are called out on name cards because I know that can be a little weird. And but I do it at home too. I know obviously. Jason, you've eaten at my house, and I'm sure I probably had a menu of some sort.
Yes, I still have it. I still have my
menu.
Oh,
that's adorable. I am a graphic designer by day, so the whole thing becomes a nerd fest.
Oh, guys, I'm so excited. We have Facebook questions from our listeners.
What?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Wonderful.
You guys are the best. All right, so
let's do it.
So,
wait, I hope they're not deep, like too deep, like the last time we tried to do this.
We'll skip them. They'll learn. You guys, this is a lighthearted show. So we'll start off with an easy one. This is the first one. David Slaga out of Boston asked to all of us, if you could date any celebrity, who would it be and why? Who wants to take that one first?
Not I. I gotta think.
Eric?
Now this is not sleep with any celebrity. This is date a celebrity, right?
Look at you getting
Okay.
all specific.
Well, because I'm thinking, after being in a relationship for 15 years, if I suddenly find myself saying there's a big difference between finding somebody to hook up with and finding somebody to date.
All right.
So I might need a second.
If that's going to be the classic, my answer is the same either way, unfortunately. I think, really.
Who is it?
It's a shame to have to pick one, but I think that it would probably be Matt Bomer.
He is something else. Something else. He's
Classic.
beautiful.
Will look beautiful forever. So the dating thing, it's good. It's good, And plus, he has a husband and a kid in real life, so he's relationship material.
You're right. I think if we're going for that, I would pick. Who was Susan Sarandon with for a really long time, but they didn't get married, but they liked each other a lot? Tim Robbins?
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think I would do him. He's nice. He's a good actor.
It definitely wasn't Tim Meadows, which for some reason is the name that popped into my head.
I like him. I feel bad. I feel like he's such a funny guy, and he's been typecast as a principal.
Who is this person?
Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
Yes. He's just a principal now.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least he has a job.
True.
How about you? How about you, Tia?
Tim Robbins.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I meant to say
Yeah.
Eric. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
My mother just stuck something in my face.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Mom.
Does she want to tell us who she would date?
Yeah, she wants to date Miguel Angel Silvestre, who plays Alberto on Velvet, which is my mom watches a lot of foreign television series that are, completely subtitled, like tons of them.
She ran out of shit on Netflix.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
She had to switch countries.
She really did.
Truth. So that's hers.
Man.
That's hers. Thanks, Mom. I'm sorry. So Eric, did you say somebody yet?
I didn't. To date, I don't know. It would, of course, the obvious answer would be something like a Zac Efron, just for a minute, just to check out all the parts.
He is good looking.
Yeah.
Right? Then I don't know. I'd have to move on to what?
I think Zac Efron probably has a little penis. He doesn't seem like the guy that's like packing heat.
It's hard seeing him as a grown up.
Yeah, well, plus, yeah.
True. I think that's the part that would get old, is that I wouldn't, if somebody called me bro, I think that's, while in the bedroom, then we've got a problem. And I feel like that could happen.
Yeah.
So then I think I'd have to move on. I would leave that situation, and I'd say somebody like, an Andy Cohen, where stable job, travels a lot, so I'm not going to get tired of him.
I feel that. I like Andy Cohen because he asks the real questions that I feel like everybody else is too polite to ask sometimes. He's not. He's like, tell me the truth.
Well, speaking of, we have a fan named Ben LaFleur who has a question and wants the truth about it. So I'll ask you this next question.
Cool.
You know what? And this just goes to anybody who has a great answer. What was the worst punishment you ever had as a child, and why were you punished?
I got grounded for an entire year.
Oh my God.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So I had a really shitty guidance counselor who found out that I was smoking weed, and he told me to write an essay for him about why I shouldn't smoke weed. And my mom found this note telling me to write this essay, and she was like, I want to have a meeting with you and this guidance counselor. And, technically, they're not allowed to tell your business. So when we were in the meeting, my mom would say, so Tia, how many times have you smoked weed? And I was like, just once, Mom, I just tried it. And my guidance counselor would say, Tia, I think you need to be more honest with your mother. And he said that 5 times, like after she would ask me a question and then I would downplay like how much I was smoking weed. He would be like, Tia, I think you need to be more honest. And by the end of my honesty, I was grounded for a year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's amazing. My parents were not the best at handing out punishments. So I think I might have been every now and then grounded for the day, but by the afternoon that pretty much wore off. So I don't remember. I was an asshole though. Like I would like if I was angry or upset, I would just leave at like midnight and stop out in sort of rage and whatever. So
really, were you one of those kids? Like,
I
forget you, Mom.
Yeah, I was.
I'm moving
My mom
out.
and I fought, right? My mom and I fought like cats and dogs. Do you know what though? Until I came out. I will tell you the weekend that I came out, our relationship completely changed. I think it's because we were both just not saying that one thing. And so we were just constantly at each other's throats. And so we have not fought since I've come out. But yeah, no, I threw down. I would tell her she's crazy, she should go see a shrink, and then I would leave the house. It'd be like one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If I would have done that, I would not exist anymore.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I was.
I don't know what caused me to have the outburst that I had. Like, I've never been able to figure out, like, what I was reacting to. But I was in, like, the 2nd grade, and I didn't want to go to school a lot. I just got picked on, but, like, not beat up or anything. I just didn't want to go to school because of that. And for whatever reason, this morning, I was like, I don't want to go to school. My stomach hurts, whatever. And my mom was like, no, you're going to go to school. And she was like, get your shoes on, we're going to go. And I said no, and I threw the shoe, and the shoe went through the living room window and out into the outside.
Oh.
So my mom got me up. I think she probably, she had to give me, a spanking or something. I don't know. But then she, took me to school, and she drove up, and she got out of the car to get me out of the car, and I locked her out of the car. And so she went inside and got the principal, and they came out to talk me into unlocking the door so my mom could get in the car. And,
oh my God.
So my mom got in the car, and she pulled out of the parking lot, and there was a military school nearby. That you were sent off and you lived there, and it was horrible. Basically, it was called French camp. And I got in the car, and my mom said, she starts driving, and she passes, our street. And I was like, where are we going? She's like, I'm taking you to French camp. You can't live with me anymore. You're going to go to French. She, drove, till I was, hysterical. And then, and she's like, and your parents only see you on the weekends if they want to. I can remember that so well.
Oh, my God. She was not messing around.
Well, I did throw my shoe through the window that day and lock her out of the car at the elementary school. But otherwise, I was pretty problem free, But yeah, that was it. We have one other question. Have you ever faked an orgasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Really? Who asks that? Of course. I understand there are those people on TV and shit who are I would never fake an orgasm, but you do. Okay, you just do it sometimes.
If you've been in a relationship for a very long time, you have. I mean, but I don't mean it to be even disrespectful. It's just sometimes your mind is somewhere else, or sometimes you're kind of mad at the person, or sometimes you just aren't sexual.
Now, and see, I don't understand that because I don't fuck when I'm mad. Are you kidding me? Get out of my whole face.
No, I just mean I mean just a little bit mad, the kind of maybe you haven't expressed it yet. But
I know.
I get it. I get it that women. To me, it's it may be easier for women to do it, as there's no obvious climax to the outside.
Really?
How have you? Yeah, I can't. I gotta say, I'm trying to think, and I honestly don't think there was ever a time that I have.
All you have to do, let me tell you how, I've done it a lot. Like one of
I've done it a lot.
You hear all that out there, Jason's bad lays? Probably didn't make it happen.
Most likely you
I don't
didn't.
know. Is there...
What you do, first of all, you
I'm
can't...
very, very interested to see what happens.
Okay, well, first of all, you can't do it in broad daylight, like on top of the covers. You have to have some darkness, like if it's just covers over
darkness.
You, or if it's like actual darkness. And it really helps if you're like can work up a little bit of a sweat at some part of the process, to just kind of already be a little bit, moist, and then you just basically just fake the orgasm, and then like as soon as you're done, just act as if you like wiped it on the cover, or like you just handle it quickly. No one expects a guy to fake an orgasm. So as long as the person can't see down there the moment that it happens, I've never had anybody question it. And I've probably done it, like Tia's probably really right. It's probably been like at least half of all of my sexual experiences I've faked it.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's true.
Now I want to ask all of my friends this question. I think at work tomorrow I'll just send an email out to everyone just so that I can take a general pulse of the situation, because I had no idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it's just like...
I am a whore. I'm an easy... I'm a cheap date, as they say.
Well, but see, that's great, because I would love to just, not be faking it and it just happened every single time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I think that's kind of the joke, right? That guys can just, like, the wind blows. And it's like, well, and then goes the dynamite.
Except for me.
I like how yours goes, and boom goes the dynamite, and mine is like, and scene.
But no, I'm sure that there are probably more guys like you.
What is that?
Oh, could you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right, hold that thought. I'm sorry. I have to have that. I can't just stop having that cheese. All right. Let me get back to my studio.
I think you just made all the noise really fast. You're like, well, fuck it, I will.
Exactly. Okay, so, yeah, you just have to fake it a lot. I don't like the rest of these questions, so...
okay.
I mean, what's your deepest, darkest fantasy?
No.
Well, it wouldn't be so deep and dark if we shed light on it.
Right?
For future listeners, how about you call us with questions you have, like, not about us, but like a situation you're in. Call for advice.
Well, tell us your deepest, darkest.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
And ask us if we think it's weird.
Yeah. And then send a picture of your dick.
What's your deepest, darkest
all about you
fantasy, and we'll tell you if it's weird. Sorry.
And also be mindful that people listen to this, because I don't want to hear some weird ass fantasy and just be like, you know what, the fucking government's gonna listen and be like, who is that?
So, do you guys know the Dallas Cowboy player David Irving? He's like super hot. Oh, super hot
look
dude.
him up.
Well, okay, yeah, look him up. So he talks about when recently he had his nipple ring yanked out.
Oh.
By a fan?
I don't know. I think he's going to tell us. Hold on.
It hurts so bad, I just have to let the world know. Why did you get a nipple ring? Well, damn, if we're talking about it, that's my spot, man. When you get it pierced, it gets more sensitive. The girls love it.
That's his spot. Anybody else have a nipple spot?
I have to say, and I joke around this with Dustin all the time, just about like things in general, is that I'm a sensitive flower. And so I think what a lot of people think are like erogenous zones to like go directly to and like just like concentrate on are my like tickle spots. So it's just not gonna work.
I just imagined you
getting, no way.
I just imagined you getting fucked, and the whole time you're just laughing hysterically, but like loving it.
Yeah, I know how to make a moment real awkward. Like it's a tense situation.
Well, Eric,
that like, any of those erogenous zones become very ticklish to me.
Well, Eric, you don't smoke weed, but Tia, has this ever happened to you? My ex-husband used to get so mad because, sometimes you if you're smoking out of a bong, especially before bed, and you've been smoking, you'll have a couple of hits, and you're really a lot more stoned than, I don't know, than you're aware of, and so you start having sex, and then you hear something on the TV or something happens that's just funny to you, and you start laughing during sex. Oh my God, my ex used to get so mad at me. And I was like, it's not like a judgment call. I was like, I'm just stoned. And sometimes the sounds you'd make, the sound of, just the sound of a blowjob. And I'd be like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I'm a giggler during the stuff. It's funny.
Sex is so... Okay, listen. So one of my very, very closest friends and I were talking about just how weird it is dating. And I was talking about my dread of it. And he told me that, about a year ago, he went on a couple of dates with this guy, and they were having sex. And that the guy asked him... Because, my best friend was, riding him... what's the position? The guy's laying flat on his back, and you're, sitting on top of it and riding it. And he stopped my friend, and he said, I want you to shit on my chest.
No, what?
Yeah.
No.
Did he?
No.
No. He said that it didn't freak him out like it would have freaked me out. Because I'd have been like, who else has been shitting on your chest?
Oh,
I'm not okay.
Man.
I'm not okay.
Move away from the nipples. Move away from the nipples.
So then I have a friend here in Florida who told me that a big thing, where I live, maybe this is everywhere, listeners, you can let me know, but that guys will just random hookups, not people that not that it would matter, but random hookups, online. They're like, yeah, just do me a favor, bro, and leave your ass dirty. And then they want to eat the dirty ass.
No, that's a Florida thing. Fuck you. Fuck that. Get out of here.
Putting that all on Florida.
Yeah.
And he does it. Ugh. Right?
Yeah, no. Nope, it's not. Nope.
My insides are trying to be on my outside right now already. I'm yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. Sex is so weird.
No, people are weird.
Well, people are weird. Squash people. So you guys, what is going on with TV and pop culture with you in your lives right now this summer? Because my summer has been a lot of politics, which is not really what our show's about. And it's also been a lot of older television. And then also, I've watched a few new things. But what have you guys...
What are you watching?
To be honest with the listeners, I have had a mint julep and I had a joint. And I can't remember right now the names of the new shows I've watched. I started watching Shameless, which...
Shameless is great.
Yeah, well, Tia, so you're one of the people that told me to watch. It is so good. I am obsessed with Shameless. I'm also... I watched, I don't know if this is new or not, but I was at a friend's house and we watched Mona. Which I don't know why adults are watching that. But if you haven't seen it, you can skip it. And
wait, do you mean Moana?
Is that what it's called?
The Hawaiian girl?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what that is. Oh, now I do.
Mona. It's a movie about faking it.
Basically.
I just saw a brand new movie last weekend.
What was it?
It was Girls Trip.
Really? You saw that and not Rough Night? Because I heard Rough Night was the white counterpart. But I'm going to go see Girls Trip Friday. Was it funny?
You know what? Rough Night was cute and all, but it's not even in the same league. Let me tell you, Girls Night, I almost, and this is not legit, I almost passed out. I was laughing. Yes, I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe, and Dustin looked over at me at one point, and I was fanning my face because I was about to pass out. Let me tell you, first of all, it was just the best audience. I wanted to get everybody's name and phone number in the theater and be like, can we do this next Tuesday? Because this was amazing. Nobody was afraid to laugh out loud. We were stomping our feet, clapping, like laughing hysterically. And everybody was just in it for a good time. It was so much fun. But let me tell you, if you do not know who Tiffany Haddish is,
she is so funny.
You need to know her. You need to know her now. She stole the movie for me.
Against some vets. I watched an interview with her when she was doing, the promotional tour, and she's had like such a hard life, and she's just funny. And she said comedy saved her life. And I know people say that all the time about stuff, but I really feel like with this chick, like it's genuine, and she's going to be huge. I think she's going to be huge.
I think so too. She has an HBO special coming out next month. I can't wait to catch that. And she really, really, she stole the movie. I fell in love with her. I was like that. There's also an interview that she does with Jimmy Kimmel where she talks about just look up Haddish and Swamp Tour. Oh my God, it is the funniest thing ever. But Jada Pinkett Smith was amazing. Queen Latifah was amazing.
And it was their reunion from Set It Off.
Yes. Well, I did not realize that they had known each other since they were like 15.
Yeah. And the last time they were in a movie together was 96.
Wow. And you could just, it's one of those movies that you could watch. And I did it too with Bridesmaids a little bit, is that you, like, while you're watching the movie, you're going, God damn it, that looks like a lot of fun. Like, you could just tell that they were having a good time making it.
Yay! I'm so excited to see it now.
I think you'll really like it. I hope I didn't talk it up too much, but I think you'll really, really like it. We were talking about going back to see it again because we were laughing so hard that we know we missed half the movie.
Well, I'll tell you that I can tell you from my consensus on my timelines of across all of my social media, it was literally just all people saying exactly what you're saying. And I didn't hear shit. I did not see a single post about Rough Night.
No,
really?
Nope. We saw that a couple weeks prior, and we were like, "Oh, it was cute." We probably could have waited till it was on Netflix, but no, Girls Trip for sure. That's the summer movie right there.
Folks like us recommends Girl Trip.
Yeah.
Good. I want shout out to like the 4 black women in that, because I heard it's not been since Waiting to Exhale that 4 black women all like led a movie that did well.
How about Hidden Figures was 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Because this summer's been big for the black ladies. They've ruled the box office.
Well, maybe we'll finally win some goddamn awards.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Halle Berry said recently that it made no change. Winning the Oscar made no difference in her life whatsoever. And I was like, bitch, it did. You got to say winning the Oscar didn't make any difference in my life. That's the fucking difference.
Because you wouldn't have said that had you not won.
Exactly.
Also, I feel like she's in like the same damn movie twice, because that movie where she was like the 911 girl looks very similar to Kidnapped.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. And by the way, if anybody saw that movie with what you're talking about, which I think was called The Call. Was called The Call.
Mm-hmm.
The young girl in it is getting abducted. Evie Louise Thompson. I cast out of Dallas, and she moved to LA to be in a play that I produced, and she's amazing. I was so proud of her, but I didn't see the movie because it just looks really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel about.
So does Kidnap.
Yeah, she has really bad taste in movies, and I heard from someone who produced a really big movie of hers that she headline produced And that I was working with him, and he was just dealing with her, and he said that she is one of those women, and this is very sexist, the way he even worded it, and the way I'm repeating it. He said that she gets upset, and she just literally cries all day long about everything, and she can't shoot.
Oh.
Huh.
And I was like, Halle, get it together. You're Catwoman, right?
That was horrible. Don't play her. You know Michelle Pfeiffer is Catwoman.
Well, I would go see Girls Trip just to listen to Tiffany Haddish say booty hole like 3 times in a row is all I need in my life. I want it to be my ringtone. I want it to be in a song. I love it.
All right. Well,
nice to know.
Insecure is back for its 2nd season on HBO, so I'm watching that.
Is it already
started.
What?
Yeah, it came on last Sunday it premiered, so we're on episode 2 now.
Now, there was a lot of articles in media, fake media, that was saying that Issa was robbed of an Emmy. And I have to say that I did not think she deserved an Emmy. But I love this show, but I felt like the other female in it, is stronger to me. Am I crazy?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I love it. Let me tell you, it's for the sake of context. It's like saying if Issa's like an 8.5 on my scale, this girl's a 9. I think they're both. I think Issa's incredible, and I know she's created a lot of her content, and she's, I love her. I don't mean that to be a diss. When I've watched a lot of television and female performance-wise, hers did not stand out. It wasn't I don't think of that show and think, oh my God, that performance, that she's such a great actress. It's just the part.
Maybe not.
But I think it's the part. Well, I think it's. Well, I'm talking about though an Emmy for acting. I think the show.
No,
I
wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I think the show's wonderful, and I don't think the character that she has allows her to display a huge range anyway. I'm sure she can blow us away. I'm not trying to diss on her at all. I just was like,
I can get what you're saying, but I feel like there aren't any characters like that for women like me. And to see it and the vocabulary and the story and so the whole show to me is so great. And I thought it should have gotten me a writing Emmy.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't know. I feel like the character is very close to her. So it's not really a stretch performance wise.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys, so Emmys this year will come down to, the new shows that came out were Santa Clarita Diet, which I
didn't like that.
I loved it. I didn't like it the first time I watched it, the first episode, and then I gave it another shot, and I got into the humor of it. Not an Emmy-worthy show. I think that Viola Davis just needs to be handed the fucking award right now for how to get
everything.
Well, yeah, basically, but for How to Get Away with Murder, she's just this last season especially when she just looked like death the whole season. Oh
yeah,
I mean,
she's amazing.
When she had to get beat up in the jail, and I was like, yeah, I love that show. I needed to come back on.
I believe everything she says. She is just one of those actresses where I think everything she says, I'm like, yeah, no, I totally agree. I think you're right. She is another scene stealer. I can't, when she's on screen, I can't watch anybody else. I'm so zeroed in on her. So I totally agree. I hope she takes every award. I want her to win best caterer. I want her to win best. I want her to get best lighting. I don't even know how. I just want her to get it. Yeah, I'm with you.
So Bieber canceled the rest of his tour
to get that cock. Yeah,
pop culture news.
And they're out and they're about, and the pastor literally has his arm all the way around Justin Bieber's waist, holding him.
Wow.
In a way that's not gay, but it's gross.
Well, isn't that that's how I feel about these new churches where the pastor's this young guy and he really feels you and he's let's hug. That's weird to me. Just read 5 or 6 verses, pass around the plate, and shake my hand.
Well, I got saved by Tammy Faye Baker at a church in Hollywood, California, and so I'm a better Christian than most because she's a saint. But we noticed that the guy who was running the church he was a kind of round faced, and he had frosted tips, and he had a heavy set wife, and he was very animated, and he was doing all the songs and coordinating the thing, and we're all oh my God, that dude's so gay. He's so gay. He's so gay. And it was just awkward. And then we'd have this event, and a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, I'm at the grocery store shopping, and on the cover of the Inquirer or some gossip rag was that they had busted this church, and there was a picture of Tammy Faye from that night and the pastor, because of course they tried to combine the stories. And he was doing gay conversion therapy where he assisted the boys during masturbation in his office while they switched from male to female stimulation.
That's horrible.
I mean,
That's like that's a date. That is not therapy. I mean, it's not therapy.
that's insane to me, but somehow not surprising, which is maybe the saddest part of it.
Well, that's how I'd classify this whole R. Kelly situation that has emerged again.
What is that? Who is this man? Like, I don't understand how he's just been able to fly under the radar doing these horrible things.
Well, a little under the radar and then a little not. Remember, like, when he peed on the girl and then he married Aaliyah?
People got over it. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
people got over it.
It's like people don't care.
I really think that they don't.
It's weird, and I don't. There's no way this can be true, but it's Gaga, and she goes into the same category as, I'll believe anything she says. But she did that song with him. Do what you want with my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
One of his lyrics was, "I'll be the drink in your cup."
Like,
you can't say that.
Man. Yeah.
You can't pee on somebody and then say, "I'll be the drink in your cup." And the nerve, like, how very dare you sing that lyric after? And her whole defense, like, she ended up releasing the single, but she released the single with Christina Aguilera singing the other part. And her whole thing was, I had no idea.
Yeah, sure.
What do you mean?
About his past, right?
She had no idea that he had peed on someone. She says that she had no clue that was a whole thing. But how do you not know?
She's not from another country. She's American as the rest of us. Like, it was everywhere.
And it happened before she got super famous, right?
Oh, yeah. It was happening in the late 90s, the early 2000s, the mid 2000s, the late 2000s, the early 2010s.
Right. So I'm thinking she had to have known.
She just didn't fucking
care. She just didn't care.
Yeah, it just seemed like a real weird,
Well, and she goes from collaborating with R. Kelly to releasing a song about sexual assault. Like, with that big song that they won the Emmy with, that song for that. Yeah.
Oh, that When It Happens to You song?
Yeah,
yes.
When It Happens to You while you're listening to R. Kelly. She's just needed to rewrite that.
Right.
Well, let's. I hope that no one gets peed on without their permission. I dated somebody once, and it was very short-lived. And afterwards, all I could think of was that I could erase everything from my memory except for the fact that I let him pee on my butt in the shower.
Can I tell you that I remember the text message when that happened, and I don't know why I didn't take a screenshot of it because
you're a friend.
For the listeners, so that you don't hit me up. There was no photo evidence of it. I'm just saying I got the text saying so. And it just gave me a little giggle.
Well, Derek, you've had some people hitting you up for some information about me, right, or something? Is that what you told me?
Yeah, I mean, there's always, and you're so nice when I text you a name of somebody or a picture, and I go, huh? Crazy? Not crazy? No, you have extremely loyal fans.
That's a nice way of putting it.
That is.
Some of them, I will say, anytime that we have been like physically in the same space and have tagged each other in like photos or whatever, I tend to get a couple more friend requests than I would normally get in social media. And I get people asking if I have, I guess they want to know if I have like privileged information. I don't know. If I have photos.
Yeah, they asked if you had pictures of me after something I posted, like as if you were there with me watching me do it or something.
Right. Yeah, it's just kind of bizarre, and you very upfront, like in the very, very, like when we first started talking and became friends, were like, okay, listen, you're gonna get probably some messages, and you shared a couple messages you've gotten before.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that fans should stop sending those messages. In fact, I think they should send more of them.
Yes, they don't need to
because
stop.
if anything, it gives us amazing material to work with. But you just have some really, really fun, creative fans.
Well, you guys, breaking news really fast. R. Kelly's after party tour they've canceled. Yes. Canceled.
Fine, let's cancel R. Kelly. Hashtag cancel R. Kelly. Because this has gone on for too long.
Hashtag.
It really has.
So, guys.
You know, like, I just hate him. I hate people who take advantage of kids, like, because that's really what he's doing. And I hear that, you know, he's
a pedophile.
It's not like he is, but like he changed his game a little bit. And so when he's going to these concerts, he's finding girls who are the age of consent.
Wow.
So like they're not like technically like little kids, but they're still, you know, like children practically. Like that could be 17, 18, you know, like they don't know anything about the world. And they're at an R. Kelly concert, like, bitch, you don't listen to the radio?
Well, I mean, also, like, as much as I can't stand him, if Ignition starts playing, I sing along, and I'm like, put the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. Like, I'm rolling that body, got every man in here wishing, can on cope and run.
I mean, I will always sing I Believe I Can Fly, and if I'm listening to I Wish by R. Kelly, you can never beat me in Tetris. But I'll just probably, you know, I'll never play Tetris again, and I'm waiting for the new Space Jam. So
the new Space Jam.
Mm-hmm. Did you know Bill Murray was in Space Jam?
I don't remember Space Jam. I know what it is, but I don't remember seeing it.
It was good. Bill Murray was in it.
Well, Bill Murray was great. I hated him in that movie in Japan, Lost in Translation. And my friends were like, if you go to Tokyo, you'll understand. So I went to Tokyo, not to understand the movie.
I went to Tokyo so I could understand this movie.
And I came back and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to totally get this movie now. And so I put it on and I was like, I don't get it. So
it's a weird movie. Like, I got it. I just didn't like it as much as other people.
I called it Lost in
But I feel
Hype.
like it came out in the time where like indie movies I feel like were really big, and so everybody was just like flocking to them, whether they were like great or not.
Yeah, a bunch of posers and haters. So guys, we are nearing the end of our fantastic hourly show with our beautiful listeners.
Oh, I had a thing I wanted to do to close out the show.
Yes.
And I think we should probably do this every week. But I don't know if you guys have ever been in like a situation or something and somebody says something shitty to you and you don't think of a great retort right away, but you think of it afterward.
All the time.
Well, this is a chance to say what you should have fucking said. Say what you should have said. So when I got back from vacation, a girl at work came up to me and said, oh, you gained weight. You got kind of fat. I just had to be honest when nobody fucking asked her. So, to you, bitch, fuck you. Who goes up to people and just says that you're fucking fat unprovoked? You're dumb, and I don't like you, and I wish I would have said that to your face when you called me fat.
Boom, boom, boom. That was
Anybody
nice.
else?
I love it.
Eric, do you have anything that you need to say to anybody and get off your chest?
Oh, gosh. It's been a minute since somebody's really pissed me off. No, but now that I know that this is a thing, you know I'm going to keep tabs.
You're gonna be
okay, well, I have one for Eric, too.
That's my homework.
If you're walking up or downstairs, stop looking at your phone. The rest of us have places to be.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just too afraid to actually say something to people with me doing it. Because I live in New York and
you'll get killed.
You never know who's going to hit you. Yeah.
I mean, I read the New York Post and the New York Daily News every day, and people are always getting randomly stabbed or pushed in front of a train, or people are crazy. You just got to keep your mouth shut, T. Do it.
You know, that's
do it
weird
on
because
air.
living in New York, I don't really hear about that much crime. I mean, I know it exists. It's just like, maybe it happens so often that it's not news to us.
Well, do you read local news, or do you just read like national news?
I don't read the news.
Then there's your answer.
The news is depressing. Donald Trump says something dumb every other day.
Yeah, and it's full of stories about how people wrangle each other or throttle somebody who says something.
Do we have ahead of Homeland Security yet?
We don't need that. We have Donald Trump to protect us. He's going to build a wall. He says he's going to go after marijuana. I think he's going to build a wall around Colorado. I don't know, but no, we don't have one.
Okay, I was just wondering because I know that somebody got resigned, somebody got moved. Our country is in shambles. I'm sorry, America.
I mean, it is just one revolving door.
But every week you can rely upon us to come into your life and take you away for an hour or so with all of our talk of first world problems. Right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's the only world I know.
That's how we're going to keep it. Eric, thank you for joining us. Tell people how to find you on the internets.
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at Eric_Ritten, RITTEN. And I am on Twitter, but to be honest, I just repost things that I put on Instagram. So why not just follow me there?
Word.
How about you, Miss
Tia? Yeah.
On Twitter and Instagram, I am at Doomed Foxy, and on Snapchat, I am Doom Foxy.
And I am Jason Dottley, and I am on social media at Jason Dottley or just Jason Dottley. Everywhere you go, and I promise one day soon to have Tia teach me how to Snapchat.
Yep.
Until then,
is that the same? Is it the same name you use on Christian Mingle?
Christian Mingle. For the listeners, I've tried to join a dating site, but it's like there's not really any that for gay men that aren't just for sex. So I joined Tinder, and it doesn't let you look at guys, and then Bumble lets you like friend somebody, but I want to fuck somebody. I don't want to friend somebody. I don't want to be on Grindr, so I'm just destined to be alone. So yeah, talk to me on social media and hit me up. And listen, if you have any questions, we have advice. We're going to start giving advice because our lives are so together that we feel like we need to let
really
you guys...
feel like I can manage somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Until then, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to our podcast. We're at folkslikeUsShow.com. We're on iTunes. We're on everything, everywhere. Just get us. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Jason.
Talk to you guys later.
Never miss a week. Subscribe on iTunes today to Folks Like Us Show with Jason Dottley, Eric Rittenhouse, and Tia Morris.